My passion for woodworking started when I was a small boy. My father was an engineer, but did everything around the house. He didn't ever pay anyone to do anything. He did it all himself. And I just developed a passion for being around wood back then. And lathe turning came on much later. I got my first lathe in 2014 for $35 and brought it home, and it sat for about a year before I ever tried it. And then I put about $150 worth of repairs into it, and once I finally got into it, it very quickly became my real passion. Here in Harnett County, I've found 20 acres. It has a lot of longleaf and loblolly pine. I have used it for both my barn structure and for my solar kiln here. I've got a good amount of hardwoods that's towards the back. There is a good amount of cherry on the property. That's nice to have. There's also some walnut that's out there that I'm just going to let it be for now and let it get a little more mature. I've got a pretty good selection of hardwoods that I could choose from. This is my solar kiln. This one is designed to dry lumber to an appropriate moisture content. When you're building furniture, you really want to have it about 9%. I've got it stacked in right now with the maple that's going to be cafe tables for Rex Holly Springs. A friend of mine who lives in Maine was timber framing a barn for themselves, and it inspired me. And I'm like, gosh, I have all those beautiful longleaf and loblolly pines on my property that they were going to be taking down for the house to be built. I told the builder I wanted all of the trees that they knocked down set aside, and I brought in a gentleman. He milled up all my wood. I had the cut list of exactly what I needed. Everything from my columns all the way to my cross ties. The building is 20 by 40, and it has an upstairs for storage of my lumber. And this is all done in traditional methods. It's mortise and tenon held together with pegs. I'm pretty sure that this barn will be here long after my house is gone. If you want to get started in wood turning, Harbor Freight sells a couple lathes, and they're pretty cheap. And I've seen a lot of guys who have YouTube channels who use those lathes and do some pretty nice stuff. But I will tell you this, when I got into this, a friend of mine saw the lathe, and she said to me, you know, you didn't buy a lathe as much as you bought a Barbie doll. And I'm like, a Barbie doll? What do you mean? She goes, well, Barbie's got to have the Malibu Dream House. She's got to have the Corvette. She's got to have... To get started, you really need a few main tools. You can get tool bundles. You're probably looking at about $150 for a selection of like 8 different basic tools. You need a chuck. This is a rather large one, but you can get it to one smaller than this for about $80. You absolutely have to have a sharpener. That's the biggest mistake amateur turners do, is they don't sharpen nearly enough. I also have a website, and there's contact information there if you want to get up with me, and I can either turn something custom, either on Etsy or on my web page. You can see different pieces that I have. I usually have at least 50 or 60 that are turned. So if you like what you see, please take a look at my content on my YouTube channel. I'd appreciate it, Brailsford Woodworks. Please click the like and subscribe button and leave comments for me. I'd love to know what you think. If you like to see some things more than others, I can tailor my my videos in the future to things you're interested in. Just let me know.